കേരള ടെക് അക്കാഡമിയുടെ ഒരു പുതിയ വീഡിയോയിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ ബേസിക്സ് ഓഫ് സിവിൽ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗിൻ്റെ ഒരു ടോപ്പിക് പഠിച്ചു. ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഒരു പുതിയ ടോപ്പിക് കവർ ചെയ്യാം. ടുഡേ ലെറ്റ് us learn about the leveling. Leveling is the art of determining the relative heights or elevations of points or objects on the surface of Earth, and it deals with the measurements in vertical planes. The object of leveling or the objective of leveling can be classified into two. That is, the first one, to find the elevation of given points with respect to a given or assumed datum, and the second one, to establish points at a given elevation or at different elevations with respect to a given or assumed datum. From this figure, some terms related to leveling is very much clear. ഈ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഫിഗറിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് ലെവലിങ്ങിൻ്റെ ഒരുപാട് ടേംസ് ഓർ ദ റിലേറ്റഡ് ടെർമിനോളജീസ് ക്യാൻ ബി അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്, സച്ച് ആസ് ദ പ്ലം ലൈൻ, ഹൊറിസോണ്ടൽ ലൈൻ, ഡാറ്റം, വെർട്ടിക്കൽ ആംഗിൾ, അങ്ങനെ ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ടേംസ്. Next let us look at the important terminologies. The first one is a level surface. A level surface can be defined as a curved surface which at each point is perpendicular to the direction of gravity. The surface of a still water can be considered as a level surface. The second one, it is a level line. A level line can be defined as a line that is existing on a leveled surface, and we can say that it is normal to the plumb line at all the points. The next one is a vertical angle. Vertical angle, it is the angle formed, or it is an angle between two intersecting lines in a vertical plane. Generally, one of these line is horizontal. The next one is a datum surface. Datum is any surface to which the elevations are referred. The mean sea level is considered as a convenient datum the world over, and the elevations are commonly given as so much above or below the sea level. And it is often more convenient, however, to assume some other datum, especially if only the relative elevations of points are required. And the next one is the elevation. The elevation of a point on or near the surface of Earth is its vertical distance above or below an arbitrarily assumed level surface or datum. The difference in elevation between the 2 points in a vertical distance between the two level surface in which the 2 points lie. The next one is a benchmark. Benchmark is a point of non-elevation, or a benchmark is a relatively permanent point of reference whose elevations with respect to some assumed datum is known, and it is used either as a starting point of leveling or as a point upon which to close as a check. The next one, the line of collimation. Line of collimation is a term that is completely related to the telescope or the instrument used for leveling. ലെവലിംഗ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ ഒരുപാട് ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെൻറ്റ്സ് സാധാരണ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെൻറ്റ്സിനോട് റിലേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ടേമാണ് ലൈൻ ഓഫ് കോളിമേഷൻ. കൂടുതലായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെൻറ്റ്സിനെ കുറിച്ച് പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. ബട്ട് ബിഫോർ ദാറ്റ് ലെറ്റ് us know what is a line of collimation by definition. It is a line joining the intersection of the crosshairs to the optical center of the object glass and its continuation. It is also called as a line of sight. Next, the axis of telescope. It is a line joining the optical center of the object glass to the center of eyepiece. The next one, axis of level tube. The level tube is also called as a bubble tube, and it is an imaginary line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the tube at its middle point. It is also known as a bubble line. It is horizontal when the bubble is centered. The next one, it is the backside. Backside is the first site that we have taken during the leveling, and it is also termed as backside reading. It is a reading taken on the point of non-elevation. It is also called as plus sight, and it is a first staff reading that is taken after the setting up of level. The next one is a foresight. It is also called as foresight reading and a minus sight. It is a last reading denoting the shifting of an instrument. The next one is an intermediate sight. It is any staff reading taken at the point of unknown elevation from the same setup of the level. All the sights taken between the foresight and the backside is called as an intermediate sight. Next one, a change point. A change point is point denoting the shifting of level. It is a point on which the fore and back sides are taken. Any suitable and well-defined object such as a boundary stone, curb stone, rail rock, etc. is used as a change point. A benchmark may also be taken at a change point, and that is called as a turning point. Next one, height of instrument. It is the elevation of a plane of collimation when the instrument is correctly leveled. It is also called as height of plane of collimation or a collimation. Next one, a focusing. By focusing, the meaning is that the setting of eyepiece and objective at a proper distance apart from the clear vision of the object sighted. The focus of the object and that of the eyepiece must coincide with the crosshair of a diaphragm, and the diaphragm is placed at the common focus, and this can be done by the first focusing the eyepiece and then the objective. The next one, a parallax. Parallax is a disturbance that is forming in an instrument. It is an apparent movement of the image relatively to the crosshair when the image formed by the objective does not fall on the plane of diaphragm, and it may be due to poor focusing of the object, and it can be tested by moving the eye up and down. The next one is a mean sea level. Mean sea level is the average height of the sea for all stages of tides. At any particular place, it is derived by averaging the hourly tide heights over a long period of 19 years. The next one is a station. Station is a point whose elevation is to be determined, or a point at which it is to establish at a given elevation, and it may be noted that it is a point where the staff is held and not point the level is set up. So here is a point that there's a question, what does mean by a station? ഒരു കൺഫ്യൂഷൻ വരാൻ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ളതാണ്. സ്റ്റേഷൻ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ ആൻസർ ചെയ്യുക വേർ ദി ലെവൽ ഓർ ദ ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെൻറ്റ് ഇസ് കെപ്റ്റ്. പക്ഷെ അല്ല, നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാഫ് എവിടെയാണോ വെക്കുന്നത് അതാണ് സ്റ്റേഷൻ. അല്ലാതെ ലെവലിംഗ് ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെൻറ്റ് വയ്ക്കുന്ന പോയിന്റിനെ അല്ല സ്റ്റേഷൻ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, now let us see the methods of leveling. Leveling can be classified, or the leveling methods can be classified into three. The first one is a barometric leveling. In barometric leveling, it makes use of the phenomenon that the difference in elevation between 2 points is proportional to the difference in atmospheric pressure at that points, and it may be used, and the reading observed at different points would yield a measure of the relative elevations of that points. The second one, a trigonometric leveling. It is a process of leveling in which the elevations of the points are computed from the vertical angles, and horizontal distances is measured in the field just as length of any side in any triangle, and it can be computed from proper trigonometric relations. Here, the modified form of stadia leveling is used, and it is commonly adopted in the case of mapping. Next, a spirit leveling. It's a branch of leveling in which the vertical distances with respect to horizontal line may be used to determine the relative difference in elevation between two adjacent points. Here, a horizontal plane of sight tangent to level surface at any point is readily established by means of a spirit level or a level vial. Now, let us see the leveling instruments. Mostly, we are carrying two instruments for conducting a leveling, that is, a level and a leveling staff. So, a level is used to provide horizontal line of sight, and it consists of following four parts: a telescope and a level tube, a leveling head, and a tripod. Now let us learn in detail. A telescope is used to provide a line of sight. Next, a level tube. It is used to make the line of sight horizontal. Next, a leveling head. It is used in the case of tri-branch and a trivet stage. It is used to bring the bubble in its center of run. The last one, a tripod. It is used to support the instrument. Now let us see some questions. The first one, the sensitiveness of level tube is designated by the radius of tube. The height or depth of a point above or below the assumed datum is known as a reduced level. A relatively fixed point of non-elevation above datum is called a benchmark. The last reading of leveling is always a foresight. The star reading taken between the backsight and foresight is known as an intermediate sight. Next one, the intercept of a staff is minimum if the staff is held truly normal to the line of sight. An imaginary line joining the points of equal elevation on the surface of earth, and it represents a contour line. Leveling deals with the measurements in a vertical plane. Which line is tangential to the level line of point? That is horizontal line. Which line is normal to the level line at a point? The answer is vertical line. Thank you very much. എല്ലാവരും നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിക്കുക. എല്ലാ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസും നന്നായി ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക. ഓരോ പോയിന്റ്സും ഈച്ച് ആൻഡ് എവറി പോയിന്റ് ഇസ് വെരി ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ്. സോ ഓൾ ദ ബെസ്റ്റ്. നന്നായി പഠിക്കുക. താങ്ക് യു.